I think I should sing my intro. Into the Woods. So Into the Woods is a fairy tale movie encompassing a lot of fairy tales. You got Red Riding Hood, Jack and the Beanstalk, just a bunch of things that are interweaving and they're all doing it while they're singing. Not like Les Miserables where they sing 98% of the dialogue. It's a good 90% though. A lot of singing. If you don't like that, know that this has a lot of it. Basically, Meryl Streep is a witch and she's like, I need these trinkets and I'll help you if you help me. So now it's pretty much a scavenger hunt for trinkets of fairy tale variety. It made for a pretty entertaining movie. Not only did the people do a good job in this movie, I mean, Meryl Streep does a good job in the movie, Emily Blunt, Anna Kendrick, all these people are doing really well and they're singing really well. It's not just like someone sings. Sometimes the arrangements intertwine and interweave with other arrangements. You're like, whoa, that's the harmonies. That's really cool. And I like that stuff. I like good music in a movie. And the movie has fine momentum and you're enjoying the fairy tales because you grew up on the fairy tales, so it's cool to see them all in a movie together. However, it's missing Robert Carlyle as Rumpelstiltskin.
All magic comes with a price, dearie.
And at a point, the movie's wrapping up and you're like, all right, it's wrapping up a little soon, but I get it and I'm buying it and I'm enjoying it. But then the movie does something it should not have done. Kept going. And the movie doesn't end there, no, it goes on for another while, and it's such a detached segment. You enjoyed everything for what it was. You want to be an optimist about it, and at this point, this other segment just feels like the movie was done. I know it's based on a play, so I imagine the play is the same way. Sure. We still feel like the game makers of the movie were like, hey, all right, or we could end here, or we could play a joke on everybody and see how often we can get them to check their watches in the movie theater. Sounds like fun. And so that's what's happening because you're checking your watch. You're like, is this movie over yet? It should have ended back then. Now it's still going. It kind of reminds me of someone you get into a conversation with at Thanksgiving or something. That one family member, that one uncle just has to put his foot in his mouth, puts his foot in his mouth. And he just spends the next half an hour trying to dig himself out of it. But the more he tries to dig out of it, the more he just starts digging his own grave. You're like, you should have quit while you were kind of ahead. Now you're behind. And it's a bummer because it just grinds everything to a halt. There are a couple of twists and turns the last quarter of this movie makes where you're like, it just kind of conflicts with everything else and it almost feels like it flushes characters down the toilet. In the end, Into the Woods, if you like fairy tales, you're going to enjoy this movie. If you like musicals, you're going to enjoy this movie. It like takes everything you liked from your childhood, weaves them into one story, and I think that's really cool. The performances are solid in the movie. I mean, there are people who sing better than other people, but no one in this movie was actually the worst. There's not that Russell Crowe from Les Mis where you're like, shouldn't have done that. I felt the movie worked for what it was, but that last 25% of the movie just completely kills the mood of the previous 75. If the movie had stopped when I thought it was going to stop, I would have been like, all right, I would have said good time, no alcohol required. It was a good fairy tale romp through fairy tale land and the woods. Then the movie kept going and just started killing it. Now I gotta say Into the Woods is a pretty good time if you're drunk. Yeah, now it's a party. Oh, hey! I could sober up and just watch 75% of the movie and it'll still be good. You can watch 75% of the movie and walk out completely sober or just start knocking them back for that last 25%. Right, Into the Woods, have you seen it? What did you think about it? And what's your favorite musical of all time? Whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.